A lot of people don't like her. She's got a big mouth. She talks trash.
I know this point has been made, but this truly is the worst casting, maybe, in the history of the film industry.
She trusted them. They were supposed to protect her. But now fans are saying Rachel Zegler may have been betrayed by her own helper. People are spreading rumors and industry secrets that Rachel's talent helper, the same person who helped her get her Evita job, may be the one who put her in the middle of a career-ending trap. It's not just about the leaked deal. It's what's inside that deal.
Wait. She's framing this as people not wanting her to win?
Oh boy. Okay, she's getting emotional in this clip, but also passive-aggressive.
She's cute, but once she starts talking, it's just so fake. There's so many of them.
People say her contract had a very strange $5 million punishment rule. This rule was made to make her pay money if she did anything that made the show look bad. And when Rachel's backstage fights became famous online, that rule supposedly got used. But here's where things get weird. Fans think her helper knew about this rule from the very beginning and made the deal happen anyway.
In case you were wondering, no, that has absolutely nothing to do with the new Snow White movie that Rachel Zegler has been cast for, the one that she's been hating on online for the past couple of months that people have been talking about. This is just a huge attempt by her PR team to make her seem like she's apologetic for the things that she's said about the upcoming film coming out. Don't believe it.
Even worse, there are now whispers that someone close to her team, someone who could see her private stuff, may have told the press about that punishment rule. And all signs point to her own team trying to get away from her before the damage got worse. So now the question isn't what did Rachel do? It's who put her in this bad spot to begin with. Because if this betrayal story is true, then Rachel Zegler isn't just fighting the showmakers. She may be fighting the people who were supposed to be helping her.
Not to add fuel to the Rachel Zegler Oscar fiasco, but why did they have these women, all Disney princesses, all stated as Disney princesses, come out to present, but not include Rachel Zegler, who's going to be Snow White? They're clearly acknowledging Disney princesses from movies that have not been released yet. Someone must have had this conversation and then they purposely left her out, even though she was the only one with a hit movie this year of the four. Did anyone else notice this, or am I overthinking?
Wait for the meltdowns, the leaks, and the backlash. Rachel Zegler signed what many now think was a career-ending contract. At the time, it seemed like the perfect chance. Broadway fame, a legendary role, a chance to quiet the critics and prove she could rule the stage. Evita wasn't just another job. It was supposed to be her comeback. But new reports say the deal was pushed through fast. Too fast.
And then, because, you seem to be dominating the world of musicals, you're doing Evita in London, right?
Big Andrew Lloyd Webber fan right over there.
Is that your dad whistling?
Yeah. You're actually Stanley Tucci.
That'll be fun, huh?
It's gonna be the best time. It's my West End debut. I'm so excited.
You've done a lot of Broadway.
Yeah, I did Shakespeare for 20 weeks. I'm coming off of that right now.
20 weeks of Shakespeare.
It's a lot.
Did they say the audiences in England are different than the American audience?
I heard they're more reserved, and I certainly didn't have a very reserved experience on Broadway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were in a very, an 800-seat theater in the round, so you really are this close to your audience at times. And I'm with the biggest heartthrob in the
People inside the business say Rachel had just finished a tough press tour for the Hunger Games movie, a film that caused its own controversy. She was emotionally tired, juggling press, rehearsals, and damage control all at once. So when the Evita deal landed in her lap, her team supposedly jumped on it, not just because it was a good fit, but because it was a smart distraction, something that could move headlines away from Snow White and onto something respectable. But now people are saying it was a trap hiding in plain sight.
But I just want to say, in my personal life, I intend to move forward with a lot more grace for myself as I grow. There's a lot that I don't know. And I won't know it until I learn, until I feel it, until I understand it, until I can see it in my hands and say, I am not broken. I am just learning. My break is not my end.
The contract, according to Business Whispers, had a rule most actors her age and fame would never agree to. A punishment rule worth up to $5 million tied to reputation harm or causing trouble on set. Fans and legal experts are asking who let her sign this. Why didn't her team fight for better terms? And how did they not see the danger? Because the fine isn't the only shocking part. It's the fact that someone had to read that rule and let it go through.
Rachel Zegler's career is over. But let's face it, Rachel Zegler has no one to blame for this but herself. I mean, she clearly doesn't know that she's talking about more than half the country at this point, right? People that she needs to go out and see her movies. But
either her helper didn't understand what was buried in that legal small print, or worse, they did and pushed her forward anyway. And now Rachel's career is falling apart. She's gone viral for all the wrong reasons. She's reportedly fighting with producers. And that rule, the one she supposedly didn't see coming, is front and center in every headline. But the real drama isn't what she signed. It's who let her sign it in the first place. And what's about to come out might destroy that relationship forever.
She's making it seem like it's our fault that we hate her. It's not our fault that we don't like you. That's your own doing, and owning up to what the wrong that you did should not involve making the audience feel like you're wrong for feeling that way and you're making me feel bad. No, if you want to say that your break will not end you or something like that, then look like it, sound like it. You know, just do not act like you're a victim. It's part of the business. It's Hollywood, baby.
At first, Rachel Zegler's team seemed calm, even as rumors swirled about behind-the-scenes drama, cast tension, and early Evita rehearsals going badly. Her team stayed quiet. No statements, no damage control, just silence. But that silence started to feel planned.
Mostly because of what the lead actress has been saying to the press. Rachel Zegler has been described as a walking PR disaster for Disney. We've heard her bag the classic story before, but there's more.
Because according to several entertainment insiders, the relationship between Rachel and her team had already begun to break behind the scenes. And it all started after the first round of Evita leaks hit the internet. Anonymous Reddit posts claimed Rachel was fighting with the creative team, missing rehearsals, and frustrating cast members. Fans debated whether it was real or just another online attack campaign, but her team said nothing. No defense, no explanation, no fight back. And in celebrity PR, that kind of silence says a lot.
Yeah, we can all agree that Rachel Zegler as a person isn't the most likable. For someone that was trying to make herself a household name, she did not play her cards right. She did not move with grace or decorum or elegance. So I'm not saying that she doesn't bear any responsibility for what's going on with her right now. She definitely holds at least 80% of it. But she got 20% left? I'm gonna blame that on God Gadot. Because hear me out, right? I don't know too much about women at this point to not recognize a pattern I've seen many times before.
People close to the situation began thinking that Rachel's team was purposely letting the story spin because they were already preparing to distance themselves. Some even believe they were trying to make her outburst look like a solo meltdown rather than the result of bad management, because if they took the blame for the contract, for the rehearsal chaos, for the falling apart public image, it wouldn't just be her career on the line. It would be theirs too. Sources say the breaking point came after Rachel's now famous reaction, the viral moment where she reportedly screamed, "I won't pay," in response to the $5 million rule rumors.
This is the star of the show. What's her name? Rachel Zegler, if I'm not mistaken. Her is like, I'm not trying to say nothing about her looks. I'm just saying. She kind of get on my nerves. If I was in the market, I'd be like, I don't know, man. I'm going to just go ahead and I'd rather just go ahead and watch some paint dry. Let me clean up my garage. Let me clean my bathroom. Let me actually mop the ceiling with a mop or something. I'd rather do that than to listen to that type of activity, all right?
Rachel Zegler's biggest scandal might not be the Evita meltdown. It could be betrayal from her own team. When the backlash exploded, her helpers went silent. No press correction, no lawyer, no support. And then came the leak, the now famous $5 million fine rule. But that leak didn't come from a tabloid. It came from someone with access, someone close enough to the contract to know exactly what to leak. Fans started asking the hard questions. Did her own helper plant that rule's story in the press to shift blame? Was Rachel set up to fail from the start? Industry insiders say this agency has a pattern, fast-tracking young stars, pushing risky deals, and then abandoning them the moment things go wrong. Now fans believe Rachel wasn't just spiraling. She was being isolated, used, and sacrificed to protect someone else's reputation. The silence from her team? Planned. The leak? Timed. The betrayal? Possible. And if Rachel is really reviewing her contracts and getting outside legal help, then this isn't just a PR crisis. It's the start of payback time. So now we ask you, was Rachel Zegler a diva in freefall or a pawn in a much darker game? If you believe young stars deserve protection, not exploitation, demand transparency. Drop a comment, share the story, and let the industry know we're watching.